everybody, I hope you are doing well. Today we are going through my makeup collection and also doing a declutter. This is just a little hello, just so you know the face behind the voice if you haven't seen any of my videos before. I will also return at the end of the video to discuss my overall feelings about decluttering, not just makeup but in life. So sit back, relax, this is a bit of a long one. I really hope you enjoy it and you can get something out of it. And I will reconnect with you again after we go through the final declutter. Hello, so what you are looking at right now is my makeup bag. So this bag fits all of my makeup. It's the personal measurement I set for myself. It has this top zipper compartment, so there isn't very much in here, but you can fit some brushes in here. It has a lot of space. And there's another zipper compartment here for maybe large palettes and such. I don't own any, so yeah, this is pretty empty. Just in here, I have some spare sharpeners, a couple of beauty blenders, and I have my Surratt Dewdrop Foundation in the shade 3, which is too light for me. I'm keeping it just in case I can pass it on to someone else who it's a perfect match for, or I can use it as a concealer, as I did in my Surratt Beauty video, or I can use it to lighten up any foundations that might be too dark for me. It's definitely not worth decluttering, as it is one of my favorite foundations. It's just unfortunately too light, but I can, in the meantime, find other uses for it. Now, what you see on the side here, these are all my makeup brushes, and I just fit them in two of these. I think they're meant to be used for dice, but yeah, I just use them to store my brushes. All right, about to do the big reveal. So I have already gone through my makeup, and in this bag over here, I have the items that I will be decluttering for the end of 2022. So I'm going to walk you through my collection category by category, also showing you the items at the same time that will be being let go. Okay, so this here, let me make sure you can see everything, is my makeup collection. So we will go through what's on the top there. I just can't fit it all in the screen, so we're going to start with what's on the bottom here. Okay, so here is where I store the majority of my collection. There's only just a few products at the top here. We'll get to those after. For primer, I really only have one primer. It is this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It's a very lovely primer. I still have quite a bit left as I don't use it all that often. I really don't feel the need for a primer these days, but it is a really beautiful product. I now like treating it as a sort of, special treat for my skin if I feel it needs that extra bit of love, but usually my skincare is enough. But I really enjoy having this primer. It still has a lot of life left. So these are currently my 4 foundations. 2 of them are recent purchases. So every year I accumulate enough points so that I have $400 worth of points to redeem at Shoppers Drug Mart for their Black Friday bonus redemption. So I put those points towards these 2 Chanel foundations. So let me walk you through each of these foundations. Alright, this is a bit of a sore sight, but this is the Sisley Cushion Foundation in the shade 1N Ivory. I just absolutely adore this foundation. I have used it a lot. I have featured it a lot in my videos already. I do think it has some life left, but I have used it for many months. So yeah, I do suspect within the next month or 2, I may purchase a refill, or I may just enjoy the other few foundations I have as well. I really enjoy having a cushion foundation in my collection. I think there is something especially unique about cushion foundation formulas, and the Sisley's is my favorite. And this brings me to one of the items that we are letting go. So we are letting go of the Chantecaille Cushion Foundation. I had mine in the shade Nude. I went through this Chantecaille Cushion Foundation so quickly, whereas I'm still going through the Sisley foundation. So yeah, despite the Chantecaille coming with a refill, the Sisley cushion does last longer in my experience. I am happy to have tried the Chantecaille to, compare the 2 foundations, but ultimately the Sisley is my favorite. It is a foundation that I will likely repurchase in 2023. I'm in no rush to because I love the other foundations I have. So yes, the Chantecaille, it is completely dried up now. I can't really get any product left out of it. And this is the refill. So yes, I did use it up to its completion. Next up is the Surratt Dewdrop Foundation. I have mine in shade 9. You know, if you've seen my previous videos, that I adore this foundation. No complaints about it. And this is a foundation that I would repurchase. Like I mentioned, these foundations by Chanel are recent purchases. I have used the Water Fresh tint in the past and I really enjoy it. It's a beautiful foundation. I really enjoy it for those days where I don't want too much on my skin, but I just want that little bit of blurring. So I really enjoy it. I have mine in the shade medium. And I am now trying for the first time the Chanel Ultra Le Temps, and I have mine in the shade B30 for this one. I've worn this foundation about 5 times so far, and I can tell you I'm really enjoying it. I haven't played with it enough to give you a fully fleshed opinion, but each time I've worn this foundation, I've really enjoyed the finished look of my skin. So I'll have fun playing with this on camera in upcoming videos. So this is where I keep my foundations, just in their own little corner here. So I have the Sicily, and I reach for this when I want to look extra polished and maybe a bit more luminous. The Surratt is a really reliable everyday foundation when I want coverage, but I don't want anything too fussy and I want more of that satin matte finish. I would say the Chanel Ultra Le Temps is definitely more of that perfected airbrush look. If you want your makeup to look really perfect, and it's not going to look like you don't have makeup on, but it's not obvious you're wearing makeup either. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the Chanel Water Fresh tint is much more of that no makeup look. So if I just wanted something very light and just something to maybe blur out any imperfections, this is what I would go for. If I'm going out to dinner or an event, or I just want to look extra, you know, done up that day, then I would go for the Ultra Le Temps. All right, I almost forgot to put another item that is being let go is the Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Foundation. Now I got mine in the wrong shade, vanilla. This is too light and too pink for me. But I did still make my way through it. I think I gave it a solid effort, but yeah, this product has turned me off any future products that are in a tub. Well, especially for foundations or concealers, like any base products. It is a beautiful foundation. It's just really hard to find a good shade match. Even with the cushion foundation, it was difficult. It was a little bit too orange, just ever so slightly. And vanilla was too pink. So yeah, I mean, both are great foundations. I just much prefer my other ones. So I'm letting go of both of these foundations. All right, now we're moving on to concealer. I'm not decluttering any concealers. I only have 2 concealers. So I have the Clé de Peau concealer. This is in the shade Almond. And the Sicily Under Eye Concealer in shade 1. I really love this for under the eye, and I really love this Clé de Peau concealer for any blemishes or imperfections that I just want, you know, hidden. Now in terms of shades, you can see they are quite different. So Almond is a really good match for my face, and I really enjoy the Sicily, which is on the left. I really enjoy that shade, especially for under my eyes, and I only apply the slightest amount, and once I blend it in, it looks completely fine. I could probably go a shade darker, but I really enjoy the shade just for brightening up the under eye. Okay, so those are my 2 concealers. All right, now let's move on to bronzers. So I have 3 bronzers in my collection. 2 of them are here, and 1 is over here. All right, so here are my 3 bronzers. On the very right here, we have the Phyto Touche Sun Glow Bronzing Gel Powder by Sicily. In the middle, we have the Tom Ford bronzer in Terra. And on the left here is a face palette by Bobbi Brown. So it's just called a Face and Cheek palette in the shade Medium. All of these bronzers each bring a different experience. The Sicily is the most warm toned and the most luminous. I really love it. It's probably my favorite bronzer out of all of them. I really enjoy the luminosity that this one brings to my face, and it is so soft. It is definitely the softest of the bronzers. Tom Ford Terra is another beautiful bronzer. I would say that it is the coolest toned of the bronzers and probably the most matte as well. So if I'm not wearing contour and I want a bronzer just to provide a bit more of a sculpted look, Terra is what I would reach for. Bobbi Brown is the best if I just want to stay neutral. I don't want my bronzer to do too much. I don't want to look too bronzed or too sculpted. Then the Bobbi Brown is a great choice. Please excuse the bite on my hand there. But here I've swatched Sisley, Tom Ford, Bobbi Brown. So you can see the Sisley has more of that sheen to it. I think it's so beautiful. And it's definitely the warmest. Bobbi Brown is a lot more neutral and the Tom Ford is a lot cooler. It is a lot lighter as well. And yeah, it's good for that more sculpted, bronzed look. All right, get cozy for this next part because now we're talking about blush. Okay, this is definitely a part of my makeup collection that is more extensive, and you can definitely tell that this is one of my weak spots. Before I walk you through the blushes that I have or that I'm keeping, let me show you the two that I will be decluttering. These are two Westman Atelier blush sticks, and I have them in the shades Chouchette and Petal. All right, so these blushes got a lot of use, especially this one here, Chouchette. I mean, this is all I have left. I think we can agree that Chouchette is done. I think I really did make some good leeway on Petal. I've just had it for so long, and now I have another blush stick by Makeup by Mario that's very similar and that I prefer the formula of, so that's why I'm letting this one go, but she did get a lot of use. So these are the two blush sticks that I am decluttering. I really enjoyed them while I had them, but I think my makeup preferences have changed since I first purchased these. I prefer much more pigmented and brighter blushes now. I'm even gravitating more towards powder formulas, so I can't see myself purchasing another cream blush for a while. Okay, so now let me walk you through the blushes that I do have. Now, I was very curious about my overall makeup inventory when I started decluttering some items, and I counted I have around 20 blushes, which I know is, I mean, no one needs 20 blushes, right? But I'm not going to try and justify it. I'm just going to say that blush is one of my absolute favorite makeup steps. I feel that I can be really creative with it, and I just love playing with different colors, and I love layering blush. So I am really happy with the blushes I have. I can tell you right now, I have 2 other blushes on my wish list right now. So we'll get to those in a second. So over here are my cream blushes. So I have these ones by Makeup by Mario. Now, even though I can't see the shade names, I know exactly where everything is. So this is the contour stick in dark. Yeah, I should probably talk about this first. So this is the Makeup by Mario soft sculpt shaping stick in dark. Now, the reason I have dark is because I find if I purchase anything lighter, it looks a little too orange and muddy for me. By going 1 or 2 shades darker, I find I really achieve that contoured look. I could even go with very dark, I think, and still manage to get a nice contoured look. So I think the key is just not to apply too much. All of these come with a brush on the other side, and this brush is actually very decent. So these products I really love. You know, they're great for travel. I think the packaging isn't especially glamorous or anything, but I really enjoy the formula of the Makeup by Mario cream products. So whether it be the contour or the blushes, I really enjoy it. It's very long lasting, just blends really easily on the face, and I really enjoy his selection of colors. So sorry, I got sidetracked there. So this is the one contour product that I own. So yes, that goes at the top, and then I go in order of color. So I can tell you this is raspberry, pale petal, earthy pink, and plumberry. So let's look at raspberry. I believe I've shown this on camera before. I mean, look, it's just such a pretty pink. It's so vibrant, so rich, just perfectly balanced. I just love this color so much. So this one is going to be pale petal. There is pale petal, much more muted, very similar to Westman Atelier's Petal. In fact, let me see if I can swatch the two so you can see. Oh no, Petal is much more mauvey. I'm mistaken. I much prefer Pale Petal though, it's much brighter, so that's why I am reaching for it more. This one here is going to be Earthy Pink. Let's put that here. How beautiful is Earthy Pink? Oof. Stunning color, just adds such a richness to the cheek. It's very nicely warm toned, just adds that really sexy flush. And this last one here is Plumberry, and oh god, just so stunning. Let's put this one here. So this is even darker. You can see the difference between Earthy Pink and Plumberry there. These Makeup by Mario blush sticks are by far my favorite cream blush formula. Now, other cream blush formulas I have are by Victoria Beckham and Chanel and Sisley. I have two cream blush formulas by Sisley. One is more of a contour, so their Phyto Blush Twist in number 5 Contour and in number 6 Passion. There we go. Can you tell I'm new at this? Yeah, there we go. Passion and Contour. Now, I can tell you that the Makeup by Mario blush sticks, they feel heavier in packaging than the Sisley. This feels very cheap to me. But I do especially love the shade Passion. And I've swatched it here, but you can't see it too well. I apologize. Looks much better in person. Just isn't coming across well on camera, I'm afraid. But it has a really lovely golden sheen to it. Very unique, as none of my other blushes have this quality. And this is Contour, which is fine as a contour. It's very warm. I do like it and I do use it. It's just not my favorite, but it's still nice if I want something very warm to liven up the cheek. Now, one that I have that's similar to this is this one by Chanel. So this is the Le Beige Blush Stick in number 20. This is a beautiful neutral sort of blush. So if you're a neutral kind of makeup person and you just want a wash of something, not do this or not do that on your cheek, this is lovely. I've used it a lot. Oh my gosh, how horrible does that look? Let me clean that. All right, so here is number 20 by Chanel, and this is number 5 Contour by Sisley. This has more yellow to it, and this has more pink to it. It doesn't come across that way on camera though, look at that. But yes, more yellow, more pink, but I mean, gosh, they are quite similar. I love both though, and I do use both. I have had the Chanel one for quite a long time. It's been a year and a half, I want to say, but I still have quite a bit left, so yeah, I do need to reach for this one more often. If I had to pick between the Chanel and the Sisley, I would pick the Chanel, just because I really love the way it blends. The packaging feels much more luxurious as well if you're after that experience, and I just think it's an overall beautiful product. Now, the two other blush sticks I have are by Victoria Beckham, and I have them in Mini Skirt and Fever. I've used Mini Skirt quite a lot, so let me put that by Plumberry. It actually looks very similar to Earthy Pink. Okay, so Earthy Pink by Makeup by Mario and Plumberry by Victoria Beckham. Yeah, it's like the in-between road between Plumberry and Earthy Pink. I have used this blush stick a lot and I still really love it. It's a beautiful blush. I do prefer my Makeup by Mario ones, but yeah, I can't fault the Victoria Beckham too much. It is a gorgeous blush. And I say I prefer the Makeup by Mario ones purely because of the formula. It is much longer lasting than the Victoria Beckham and much more pigmented. All right, now we have Fever. And this is one of my favorite blush colors in my collection just because it's so gorgeous, so poppy. Just love it. Let's put this over here. I mean, oh, baby. Wow. Just stunning. These two colors, Raspberry and Fever. Oh, just look at that. Oh, sex in a blush, I tell you. So this is where my cream blushes all hang out. So I know where they are. I know what the shades are. I don't need to guess. Yeah, so Makeup by Mario, Victoria Beckham, Sisley, and Chanel. So those are my cream blushes. Now let's move on to my powder blushes. Okay, so my powder blushes live over here. So let me show you this one I have by Sisley. I just own the one by Sisley. It's in Rosy Fuchsia. Isn't it a beauty? Just what a sight. Oh. These powder blushes by Sisley make me much more excited than their cream blush sticks, as you can probably tell, and especially this shade. This shade is just phenomenal, just instantly brightens up the face. I think this could work on anybody. So this is Rosy Fuchsia. As much as I love Sisley's formula for this blush, I'm a bit underwhelmed by the other color choices, so I'm really happy with Rosy Fuchsia. However, I'm telling you right now that on my Christmas wish list this year is one of their Le Orchidée blushes, because I mean, I've been lusting after those blushes for years and I just really want one. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I do think I want one of those for Christmas, and I'll be very happy to have one. I'm thinking of the one that's the most pink. The other powder blush I have is this one by Chanel, number 170, Rose Glacier. So this is Chanel 170. Looks beautiful on the cheek. Very similar to Passion. This is like a powder form of it. But yeah, very long lasting. I am not usually a fan of Chanel's blushes, but this one is lovely. I have reached for this one quite a bit. All right, now we're moving over to this situation. Okay, so these are the Surratt Artistic blushes, and I know, it's gotten a bit out of hand, but this is my favorite powder blush formula of all time. So I own 3 of the Grande palettes, and they each fit 3 blushes. So I currently own 8 blushes. So yeah, I already know what is going into this spot right here. I'll pop it up on the screen later when we get to that palette. I could stare at these blushes all day. Oh my goodness, I'm just in love with these blushes. Oh. Okay, so here we have Rougeur, Barber Papa, Classique. So let me show you. Okay, so Rougeur, Barber Papa, Classique. I mean, oh gosh. Even just all those blushes together, I'm in heaven. The powder is just absolutely beautiful. Oh, just so much beauty there, so much to explore. I just really love them. So I did purchase all of the Surratt blushes as singles, and then I bought the palette separately, which was a bit annoying, but it's kind of fun to create your own palette, I will say, just to organize the shades in a certain way. And yeah, it's very satisfying, let me tell you. Oh yes, cannot stop looking at these. But yes, we need to move on. All right, palette number 2. So here we have Cherubique and Duchesse. Here I'm going to pop up an image of the blush I am waiting to return in stock on Beautylish so I can purchase that one to put in the middle here. Okay, this is Cherubique, and gosh, you can hardly see Duchesse. It's a very light color, and especially since I'm putting it on this part of my arm, it's just almost impossible to see it, but it's a very light wash of peach, as you can see here. This is a beautiful color. It isn't coming across on camera too well, but it has this little bit of shimmer in it. There we go. Now maybe you can see it a bit better. It's like a shimmery, dusty rose color, but with a nice little bit of pink in it. Very beautiful. Okay, so this palette is the most neutral. So we have Grisaille, Coup de Genie, and Rosé du Soir. Okay, so here we have Grisaille, Coup de Genie, which is more of a highlight, and Rosé du Soir. So much more neutral. Very nice for combining, like these two go well together, or even these two you could combine. So yes, this is the Surratt extravaganza I've got going on. I almost forgot about this blush in the palette by Bobbi Brown, so I'll just put that up here to show you. Doesn't swatch as nicely as the Surratt ones, but it is a beautiful color. It's very poppy. Okay, so I believe these are all my powder blushes, and I love them all. I absolutely love them all. I almost forgot about this product. So this was a release this year by Chantecaille, limited edition. It is a Sunbeam Cheek and Eye shade in Ray. It's very beautiful. It could be used as a bronzer or a highlight. Very, very stunning. Let me show you the shade. Very, very lovely. This is a product that I really enjoy. I think the packaging's very fun. Ultimately, I got it for the shade and it was a gift, so it also has a very sentimental value to me. Okay, now let's move on to highlighters. So I own 3, and one is the Chanel Le Beige Sheer Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid in the shade Sunkissed. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of this. I'd say I've used about half or just over half, but it still has a lot of life left. I really love this highlighter. It's just very elegant, has such a beautiful sheen to it. I really enjoy this one. I also have the Westman Atelier Lit Up Highlight Stick in the shade Nectar. I've used this one quite a bit. So yes, let's put that. Not sure why this is still pink. So they have a very similar sheen to them. The Chanel is just thicker and warmer. The Westman Atelier has a bit more neutral. But yes, I really enjoy this product. I think I enjoy the lit up highlight sticks more than the cream blushes. So yeah, I'm happy to keep this one. And the one powder highlighter I own is this one by Burberry. It is their highlight in rose gold, just really, really beautiful. I don't reach for highlight every time I do my makeup. It's just not one of my go-tos. It's more if I want that extra little something and if I'm in the mood for highlight that day, but it isn't an everyday staple for me. But this highlighter is just, oh, so pretty. So there is the Burberry, Chanel, Westman Atelier. Oh, sorry, I said 3, but I always forget about these Westman Atelier super loaded tinted highlighters, because these are more like blush toppers for me than a highlight, just because they are pigmented. So yes, apologies. I suppose I have 5 highlighters. So this is in Peau de Rose and this is in Peau de Pêche. So yeah, I really love both. Really beautiful. Let me swatch them for you. So maybe you can see what I mean. This is Peau de Rose. This is Peau de Pêche. Sort of more of a topper than a highlight. Yeah, even compared to the Chanel, which is quite dark. I mean, Peau de Pêche is much darker. And if we compare the Burberry to the Westman Atelier Peau de Rose, this is much more pink. Okay, so let's move on to powders. I don't own very many, but I can tell you my number 1 favorite powder is this Sisley Paris Blur Expert. Now, despite this color, this powder is so fine that I really think it could work on a large variety of skin tones, just because it doesn't really add pigment. It's just blurring. I cannot explain to you how soft this powder is. It is unimaginably soft. It is like a cashmere blanket in powder form. But the other powder that I've had for a while is this one by Chantecaille, the Perfect Blurring Powder in light medium. Now, the difference between these 2 powders is that the Sisley's is much softer and much more effective at blurring than the Chantecaille. Chantecaille is good, but I find I need to be careful around areas with lines, especially on my forehead. I find the Chantecaille can be the slightest bit detectable on the skin as well if you build it up too much. With the Sisley, no matter how much I build it up, I cannot see it. It is undetectable. It is a really gorgeous powder, definitely worth the investment. I'm happy to have this as my one and only powder product. However, I'm not willing to declutter the Chantecaille, so I'm using the Chantecaille as my purse powder. So the powder that I will keep in my purse, because I do think it's nice to have at least one lip product and one powder product that you can keep in your purse. You don't have to worry about taking it back and forth between your makeup bag and your purse. So I'm going to keep this in my bag for touch-ups along with, you know, a powder puff or something, because it is a beautiful powder, but the Sisley one in my eyes is just much superior. And I keep the Sisley powder right here with my foundation, so I don't forget to apply it before my foundation. I apply it before foundation and after foundation. I love it both ways. Now, the one makeup item that doesn't live in my bag are the Guerlain Meteorites. I have mine in the shade medium. I keep this on the shelf in my bathroom. I think it's just really pretty to keep there. This is going to last me a very long time. Really beautiful to use. I love saving these for when I want to feel extra glamorous or put together, and they just provide a really elegant luminosity to the skin for that really polished, elegant makeup look where, yeah, I just feel really special when I use these. So one powder that I am decluttering is this one from Chantecaille. It is their Eclat face powder. As you can see, I made a really good dent in this. It initially had a very pretty logo embossed in there, but yes, I have panned this. I used it a lot. It was a lovely powder. It is a little too light for me, and I don't reach for it anymore. I haven't reached for it for a long time, just because I do prefer the Chantecaille Perfect Blurring Powder to this one. And now I prefer the Sisley powder to that one, so ultimately this was just on the back burner. Okay, now for eyebrows, I only have a couple of products, as you know. So I have the Gucci brow pencil in number 4. She needs a bit of a sharpen. And then I love to use the spoolie on this pencil with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze, of which I still have quite a bit. Still making my way on this one. It's just a really reliable product, and I find, yeah, I don't need anything else. This brings me to one item from our decluttered bag. So it is the Refi Brow Gel. This was really highly reviewed, but I really don't care for this product at all. It was just a little too gunky for me, and I didn't appreciate the formula very much. It always left a residue on my eyebrows, no matter how little I applied, if I applied it first thing. Ultimately, I just want my brow products to be easy, and this is not an easy product to work with. So yeah, I much prefer the Gucci pencil and Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. So yeah, this was a miss for me. All right, now we're moving on to eyeshadow. So I do not own anything larger than a quint. Not sure why, I'm just not attracted to larger palettes, even by brands that I'm really fond of. As soon as I see a larger palette, I'm just not interested. I think there's something really appealing to me about a quad, as it's very edited. Every color is so deliberate, and I don't have to think too much about it. And yeah, I'm just a big quad girl. So this is the area where I keep my eyeshadow quads and quints. It's all here, and my singles are over here. So let's go through these. So I own one quad by Tom Ford. It is in Tiger Eye, and I really enjoy this quad. I know it hasn't been well received by some people, saying that they experienced hard pan, but I haven't experienced that with this. It isn't the one I reach for all the time, but I really appreciate, like, this color right here is pretty, and yeah, I really think that it's good for adding some warm, smoky tones to the eyes. Okay, so I have 4 Guerlain quads, and I adore each of these. I really love the Guerlain quads for their color and formula. This one here is Imperial Moon, which is a stunning quad. It is so beautiful and elegant and sparkly on the eye. I really love it. I really love that it's a cool tone quad, because those are harder to find these days, and I think I especially love this shade here. Let's swatch this one. I apologize, my lighting is not the best, but it is a really pretty taupe, so really love that one. And this shade right here is also lovely. It is so sparkly. It's much sparklier in real life. I don't know how people do this. So this next quad is Metal Butterfly, and it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. And here it is swatched. Check out that gold and that pink. This next one is Mystic Peacock. As you can see, I've already used it a lot. I really love this quad, especially this shade right here. Let me show you. It's just so unusual. I have posted a look of me using this quad. I plan on posting videos of me using, all of my makeup, obviously, but this one is already featured. You can build it up really nicely. I also really love this cobalt blue. Even just those two side by side are just absolutely breathtaking. It's just like the most beautiful blues of the ocean just put together. And then if you wanted to offset that with a warm tone, you have this really pretty copper here. And the last quad I have by Guerlain is this one here. This is their holiday release, Golden Stars. Beautiful, just adore it. Looks very similar to Metal Butterfly, but it is quite different because this pink is much more muted and much more of shimmery. It's not as warm, it's much more cool toned. This is a beautiful deep burgundy. So let me swatch these two for you. Sorry, I don't believe I swatched the colors in order, but this gives you an idea of the shades. Yes, don't ask me to pick a favorite out of those Guerlain quads because I treasure all of them. I think they are so unique, so beautiful. The formula is just breathtaking. The colors are electrifying. I really, really treasure these. So these quads over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are my Chanel quads, so let me walk you through these ones. Oof, I've had this one for a long time. This is the Candor et Experience. It is beautiful for the fall. Looks very underwhelming, I know, but this shade right here, this red, is really pretty to use. It's a very gorgeous autumnal red, so I do really enjoy this palette. I've used it a lot. This next palette is Warm Memories. I think you've already seen me reach for this quite a bit. I really do enjoy this palette, especially this shade right here. I also really love the mauvey purpley tones here. I think you can create many different looks with this palette. Looks pretty underwhelming, but yeah, you can play around with the different colors quite a bit. So yeah, I've used this one a lot and I continue to reach for it. This one is Tissé Rivoli. I've reached for this a lot, as you can see. Really beautifully cool toned. I really love this for more elegant, sophisticated looks when I don't really, feel like a pop of color, but I just want everything to blend together really well. This one is lovely, just so classy. I think if you are after a Chanel quad and you're not really sure where to start, this one's a great one. Okay, so this next one is Code Elegant. This goes really beautifully with brown eyes. Really enjoy the formula of this one. I find it's quite creamy. So I've just very quickly swatched it along here in case you're interested. But yes, I also very much enjoy this quad. I think it's beautiful, especially for this time of the year, in the more holiday festive season. But I can find occasions to wear it all year round as well. And my final quad by Chanel is this one right here, number 228, Tissé Cambon. So this one contains more of your purples and pinks. I just think it's so pretty, really fun. This is like an icy lavender sort of shade, and this taupe color here is so sparkly. So yeah, I think it's just a very fun Chanel quad to have, and I really enjoy having this one. Okay, so that covers this line of eyeshadow. Now I do have one eyeshadow quad by Surratt. I've already featured this quite a few times. This is their Beyond Beige eyeshadow palette. Absolutely beautiful. I know it looks like a bit of a disaster, but it's been very well loved. I really, really, really adore this quad, and I can see myself getting a lot more use out of it throughout 2023. All right, now we're on to Byredo. I saved the best for last. While these all look the same, I know, it's same with the Guerlain, like I know in what order I've put my shadows. So I've gone from most neutral to most colorful and then limited edition. Okay, so I'm telling you now, there's going to be a new edition here soon because Byredo announced that they're releasing a holiday palette called Purple Echo, and it's a done deal. That baby is coming home to join the rest of the family, and there is space right here, so we're all good. Okay, so from left to right we have Disco, Corporate Colors, Metal Boots in the Snow, Siren, Siamancer, and Fête Noir. So this is Disco. I'll be featuring all of these palettes in my videos, and I've already featured a few of them. So yes, you'll definitely be seeing all of them in action if you haven't already. So this is Disco. Now this is Corporate Colors. I've used this quite a few times, but I've reached for it the least, just because I find the formula isn't as creamy as their other quins. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. It's not my top recommendation for a Byredo quint. The other formulas in the other quints are much more sophisticated and easier to work with. But I still enjoy it, which is why I'm not decluttering it. This is Metal Boots in the Snow. Just absolutely treasure this one. So beautiful. I love this slate blue. And I use this for quite a number of looks just on its own, you know. I don't always reach for every shade. I borrow shades for different looks, and yeah, really adore this quint. Next we have Siren, which I really love this one. I especially love this magenta right here. I've done a video featuring this palette, and yeah, it's just beautiful. Are we focused? Are we focused? There we go. Yes, I really enjoy this magenta shade, especially mixed with that one. Gorgeous. This green is so much fun. Really fun shade. Let me show you the green. There's that green. So beautiful. Oh my goodness. And I'll show you the blue too. Yeah, even those two together, right? Just, oh. Now this color looks like, oh yeah, your typical, you know, neutral color, but it's like a mix of gold and silver and taupe together. I don't know. I haven't found this in any other quad I have. It's just really a beautiful pop. Very nice one and done if you're after like a bit of color, but also want something a bit, you know, in your comfort zone. Yeah, this palette's great. I haven't seen it spoken about too often, but it's one of my favorites from Byredo, definitely. Right up there with Metal Boots. But yeah, I just treasure Siren so much. It's very hard to pick a favorite, but I think this, along with Fête Noir and Metal Boots, I mean, that's half the collection. Hardly a favorite, right? But those are the ones I reach for the most. Next we have Siamansa. This is very fun. I really need to reach for this more often. I really love this purple, and I love all of the colors. I think it's because I really enjoy Siren quite a bit more that I reach for that more often, but I have used this one quite a bit. All right, and the final Byredo quint is this one right here, Fête Noir. Just such a fierce queen of a palette. It looks scary, but I really think this palette is a joy to work with, and I think you can use it for all sorts of occasions. This shade right here, especially, it's like a very green black, just very sexy. And the one beside it is a very gray black. So yes, a very unassuming palette. This was Byredo's holiday release last year, and I just love that they did black for holiday. Very outside the box, and it's also what I love about Byredo. They don't release your typical shades or textures or packaging. I think they're a very unique and special makeup line. So yes, I really treasure this quint. Love using it for when I want a smoky eye or something a bit more dramatic. I use this in my Revenge collaboration video with Holtmess Tom. So yeah, it's a very special quint for me. Okay, so this is just my eyelash curler. And now let me bring out my singles. Okay, so I've taken out the singles from this area here. We're getting some afternoon sun coming in now, so perhaps the lighting will be better. Let's see. Now for eye primers, I always use this one by MAC in Painterly. So very reliable. I use this every single day, and I still have so much left. This is going to last me a very long time. Other products that also make excellent eyeshadow primers are these U paints by Violette FR. As you can see in the background over there, I have quite a collection of these. I have gone swimming in the ocean with these U paints, and they do not budge. They do not go anywhere. This was in the summer where I was sweating all of the makeup could have been melting off me, but these stay. So if you have oily eyelids and nothing works, I assure you, these will not go anywhere, okay? They are really reliable, much stronger than the MAC Paint Pot and Painterly, which is enough for me, but these are heavy duty. So yes, this shade is the much more universal one, Petite Culotte, but to do. It's a bit darker, but yeah, that can also work. Let me swatch it ever so slightly for you so I can remove it immediately. Okay, so Petite Culotte, to do. I mean, you would shear this out a lot more, okay? But it's a very concentrated amount of the color. Okay, so in terms of eyeshadow singles, I have 3 by Victoria Beckham. So I have Mink, Honey, and Mirror in the lid lusters. I don't reach for these as often as my other eyeshadows just because I really love my Byredo Quints and my Guerlain Quads, and they're seeing a lot of love lately, but I do really enjoy having these. I find that they're also good toppers, so yeah, I'll definitely be keeping these, and hopefully I can use them even more throughout 2023. Okay, now I have these 2 cream eyeshadows by Chanel in 802 Undertone and 810 Pourpre Profond. I believe I incorrectly called this Rouge Profond in a previous video, but it's Pourpre Profond. It's very pretty burgundy. It's very deep. I have used it in a previous video. And then I have this one in Undertone, which has seen a lot more love, as you can see. But I still really enjoy using this one. It's very, very pretty. One and done shade, and yeah, I reach for it quite often. You could also use this as a base for other eyeshadows, so I really enjoy having this one. I have one single by Sisley. This is their gel to powder eyeshadow. This is in the color Sparkling Purple. So let me swatch this one for you. It's very, very pretty. I really like this one. I think this would go really nicely with the purple from the Byredo Siamatsa palette. So yeah, I really enjoy this one. This also goes well with the eyeliner in Mystic Plum. So sometimes that's a easy eye look for me, just a wash of this and then some Mystic Plum and boom, I'm done. I also have this, what do they call it? Yeah, Rose Gold Gel Gloss by Guerlain. It's not a product that I think anyone really needs. It's very nice on top of their matte lipsticks, I will say that. I'm not sure I enjoy it on top of the eyes very much. I've experimented with it, just sort of removed the shadow underneath. So yeah, I really need to figure out how to use it better. But on top of their matte lipsticks, it is very, very pretty. Okay, so moving on to more eyeshadow. This is a single by Chanel. This is in the color, what is it, 26 Quartz Rose, so from the Ombre Premier Lac. It is a very pretty icy pink. I have reached for this quite often. I'm just not reaching for liquid eyeshadow that much lately. I'm really gravitating towards powders. And then this is the Sisley Lafito Eye Twist in the color Emerald. I featured this in my Sisley video and it's just so, so lovely. So just check out that green. Oof. If you're wondering why I haven't shown you anything from this bag, is because I'm not decluttering any eyeshadows. I use and love all the eyeshadows I have, and I don't feel any of them are old enough yet either to warrant me letting them go. Okay, the last eyeshadow products I have to show you are these ones by Violette FR. I have used these a lot, so these are all the twinkling ones. Won't swatch them. Violette has beautiful swatches on her Instagram that are probably much more accurate and attractive than the swatches I could show you. Have all of the twinkling ones here, very beautiful. I'd say the pink and the Scarabée d'Or are my favorites, but I really treasure all of them. Very nice to use as a liner or as an all over on the lid, or if you want to add a bit of sparkle to the middle of your eye. Highly recommend these. They last all day. Like I said, I've swum in the ocean with these, so yes, they are incredibly long lasting. And then in terms of the mattes, other than the To Do and Petite Culotte that I showed you, I have this in Caramel Chaude and I can't remember what this one is called, and Ciel de Nuit, which is like a very blue black. So this makes a very sexy eyeliner as well. This one is probably my least favorite color of all the U paints, just because it is very, very warm toned. So I just need the tiniest baby amount. So I can't see myself finishing it throughout its lifespan, but I really do appreciate having this color as an option for eyeshadow. All right, how are we doing? I feel like I need to give an intermission. I hope you are cozy watching this. So now we're going to move on to eyeliner. Okay, so I've moved you up a bit so you can see where I store my eyeliners. So I store my eyeliners here and here. So I'm just holding the ones that are in there. It's the Victoria Beckham Satin Congeal eyeliners. So I have mine in Cocoa and Bordeaux. So as you can see, Cocoa gets a lot of regular love. I've used Bordeaux quite a bit as well. So yes, this needs a sharpen, but I've used both of these a lot. I think they are very, very lovely and easy to use eyeliners. But my favorite eyeliners, as you can see, are these ones by Sisley. I know, I tell you, it's like the Surratt blushes, you know. Once I find something that I love and I always am excited to use and reach for, I just end up getting a lot. Now, I don't have any of the matte liners by Sisley. I'm really eyeing Peacock. I just think that's such a beautiful color. I have a lot of the sparkling and mystic liners. So I have, okay, I just went ahead and swatched all of them. So here we have sparkling black, sparkling gray, sparkling bronze, sparkling blue, mystic plum, mystic blue, and mystic green. And these eyeliners don't go anywhere. I mean, look. They're just so, so special. They apply really, really easily, very creamy, and just stay put. Really, really love them. Now I also have this liquid Autographique liner by Surratt. This is my only liquid liner, and I really do love it for creating that exaggerated wing. So yes, just the one liquid liner. I really love having this one. Now we are decluttering one eye pencil, and it is the Essential Eye Kohl Pencil by Wayne Goss in the color Hazel. But yeah, it just smudges like absolute crazy on me. I can never get it to work, so that's why I never reach for it, which is why I'm letting this one go. Now for mascara, I just have one mascara. It is not what you think. I had to finally declutter this Sisley So Volume. I sucked all the life out of her, and yeah, we had to say bye. So I didn't repurchase. I thought I'd try another. I'm right now using this one by Guerlain. Oh, it doesn't have the name on it. How? Oh, that's not very informative, is it? I'll put the name, but it is the one that has this curled wand. I'm liking it so far. It's a bit wet for my liking, but it is a very pretty mascara. I'm still trying to make up my mind about it. I think I need a little bit more of a play with it to give you my opinion. But yeah, this is the mascara that I'm using right now. I can tell you it makes your lashes very pretty. I'm just worried about smudging, just because it is a very wet formula. All right, and now we're finally onto the last kind of product, and that is for lips. So let me first introduce you to my lip liners, which I keep right here. Okay, so these are the lip liners I have. So I have the one by Chantecaille in the shade Natural. I like this because this is my perfect nude lip liner. It is pretty much the exact same color as my lips. So if I don't want to add any color, but I just want to trace my shape, this is a great one for me to reach for. My favorite formula of lip liner is the one by Sisley. I have Beige Naturel and Chocolat. And then I have Chanel 184 Rouge Intense, my go-to red lip liner. I recently picked up this one. So this is Rose Framboise 182, and this one right here, Prune Noir 192. The Chanel lip liner formula is a very close runner-up to the one by Sisley. They're very, very comparable. The Sisley is just even smoother. So let me show you swatches of all these. Okay, so from top to bottom, we have the Chantecaille Naturel, Sisley Beige Naturel, Sisley Chocolate, Chanel Rouge Intense, Chanel Rose Framboise, and Chanel Prune Noir. Okay, moving on to lip products. So let me just quickly show you down here. So let me just quickly show you. Here is where I store my Julius Van Noten lipsticks. There is room for more here. So I do have a couple on my Christmas list. So there are a couple of colors that I would like to add to my collection here. I have featured all of the shades in my previous videos. So if you're curious about swatches, I can link videos to those so you can see them. But yes, I really enjoy having these. They are a very special lipstick. I adore the packaging. I adore the formula. This is Uniform Red. This is Street Pink. This is Antwerp for Me. And this is Graphic Ochre. So yes, I'm intimately familiar with what the shades are. The shades I'm eyeing are Latin Carmine and Ottoman Brown because I think they would make really, really special shades for the fall and winter. Okay, so along the back here, I have my Armani lip powers. I've organized this in terms of the number. So this is 202, 301, 302, 403, 405. Okay, so you can see a little bit of a theme here. So this is again 202, 301, 302, 403, 405. Can't see it, but this shade 301, which I believe is called Friendly, it has golden shimmer in it, unlike 302. This is a much brighter orange. This is more muted with a golden shimmer. This is a very pretty cool toned red, and this is like a fiery deep orange, very sultry. Okay, this is the Surratt Lip Slick in Au Courant. I featured this in my Surratt video. This is a very nice product. I find it's a bit finicky without lip liner, but once you do apply lip liner, it's fine. It's just a bit loud when you undo it, like, hear that? So yeah, I find with Surratt, the packaging is a bit hit or miss, but this is very hydrating. I quite enjoy using it, and it's a very pretty autumnal color. I have the Lisa Eldridge lipstick in Skyscraper Rose. I have featured this before in a couple of videos, I think. So yeah, I do really enjoy this color. I have this Byredo lipstick in the shade Feverish. It's one of their shimmering lipsticks. Very, very nice. It's a very nice neutral shimmering shade. Very, very beautiful. And like all Byredo products, the packaging is just so sexy and sleek. I also have this lipstick from Hermes. It is number 81, Rouge Grenade. It's very, very pretty. I reach for this one quite often. Very, very deep flush, just really gorgeous. I have two liquid lipsticks from Viola Deva. I have featured both. So I have Amour Fou and the other one, Cœur Infidèle. Both are lovely, very, very rich, deep colors, and I do reach for these. So these are also staying. This one will surprise you. So I have this Gucci lipstick in the color Crystal Black. I have a video coming featuring this one. I think this is a really fun lipstick to work with. I think black lipstick can be quite glamorous. It is something I've tried this year. I hesitated on getting a black lipstick for a while, but I then took the jump, and yeah, I really love how elegant and glamorous it can look. Now you can see I have 4 lipsticks here by Sisley. I'll swatch them for you, but again, I do them in terms of the number. Okay, so lowest number to highest number, so I know which they are, so I'll show them to you now. Okay, so from left to right, number 15, Beige Manhattan, number 29, Rose Mexico, number 32, Orange Calvi, and number 41, Rouge Miami. I have this Fito Lip Twist by Sisley. Not my favorite, but I do like it for layering. So this is number 24. I believe it's called Rosy Nude. It is a very nice nude shade. I have 2 lipsticks by Chanel. One is their Rouge Coco Bleu in 146 Blast, their Rouge Allure Velvet in number 38 in La Fascinante. So this is a really pretty, like, reddy pink. There are those 2 swatch there. The Rouge Coco Bloom in 146 Blast and the Rouge Fascinante. I also have this shade by La Bouge Rouge. I just don't have the leather case, but this is called La Dorée. So this color is a very bright orangey red. Now in here I keep this lip vinyl by Byredo. It's okay. It's not my favorite product. I definitely prefer their eyeshadows. This is in the color Reasonable Doubt. It is quite new to me, so I'm keeping it, and I have reached for it. I've used it in one video as well, I think. I like to layer it with other products. I don't like it on its own, just because I find the color is a bit dead on me. I also have this Bond No. 9 lipstick. I have mine in the shade Park Avenue. I find the case a bit comical, but it is a gorgeous lipstick. Now I have one of the Bitten Lip Tints by Victoria Beckham. This is in the color Sherry. I really love using this as a base for other lip products. I find it's not sufficient on its own. I do need something on top, but I love having this product. It's a very reliable lip tint. I own 3 lip glosses, so I have Tom Ford in the Buff, which I love. I have this one by Siraj. What color is this? This is En Soleil, which is like a really pretty coppery gloss. And then this was a gift with purchase by Cicely. This is the Phyto Gloss in No. 1 Moon. Really enjoy all of these. This is more of a nude pearly finish, a clear sparkly finish, and the Syrah one is more of that ambery coppery shade. Okay, now up here I have my Guerlain refillable matte lipsticks. So I think these are just stunning. I love the cases, love the lipsticks. So this is Mythic Fuchsia, Cherry Red. Here we have Intense Plum. This is one of their holiday shades, which I keep in this case. And finally, in this case right here, we have Black Red. So again, this is Mythic Fuchsia, Cherry Red, Intense Plum, and Black Red. It's golden hour right now, so my lighting is a little bit skewed. But anyway, those are the colors that I have. So yeah, I use everything and love everything that's in this bag. And quite often I love just having it open like this so I can see everything and I have a really good idea of, you know, what I have and what I love. And I really love just being able to see it all just like this. And I also know where everything is, you know, even though I can't see the labels, I know what's there and I know what I want to reach for that day, and I really love having it organized in this way. Okay, so I know along the way I showed you some of the items that I am decluttering. This was mostly introducing you to my makeup collection video, as I really am not decluttering that many items for the end of 2022. So I've shown you these ones already that I am decluttering. So the Westman Atelier blushes, the 2 Chantecaille foundations that I've pretty much used up, and the Refi Brow Gel, the Chantecaille powder, and Wayne Goss eyeliner. So the only items I have left to show you that I will be decluttering are here. So, well, we already talked about the Sisley So Volume. I love this mascara, but yeah, it's just, I can't use it forever. I used it for around, I want to say, between 4 and 5 months. Yeah, it was time and it was starting to flake, which it never did on me. So that's how I knew it was just drying up and needed to go. I am decluttering the Chanel Rouge Coco Bloom in the color 126 Season, just because I'm really not a fan of this particular color on me. You can't see it too well right now. I look very pink, but I'm sorry, it's just because of the time of day it is right now. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this particular pink. I never reach for it, so I might pass this on to someone who will enjoy it. But yeah, I do need to let this one go. This isn't necessarily a makeup product. It's an eyelash enhancing serum, and this just makes my eyes water so badly. I gave it a good honest shot. I saw no benefit, and it just really irritated my eyes. So unfortunately, I have to declutter this one. It's by a Canadian brand. It had really good reviews, but yeah, I just think eyelash serums in general are not for me. Just, yeah, rely on mascara and that's it. I'm kind of done with the eyelash serum attempt. There are these 2 liquid lipsticks from Sephora. These are so old. Oh my gosh, I got these at least 5 years ago. So yeah, they need to go. It's a bit embarrassing to admit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but I really love my Violette FR liquid lipstick. So I reached for that over these. Really gorgeous colors. So this is in the color 96, which is deeper than this color, which is 01. But yeah, these are just old. All right, now we have these guys right here. So this is the Gucci in Janet Rust. I used this quite a bit. I just don't reach for it as much as I reach for other colors. I mean, my Armani Lip Power in 202 is quite similar to this one, and I do prefer that one. So yeah, I've had this one for a long time. I used it a lot, but now I'm just ultimately not reaching for it that much anymore. So that's why I decided to let this one go. This lipstick by Chanel in 58 Rouge V. Oof, I used to use this a lot. This was my go-to lipstick. Can you tell? It looks a bit feral. But yeah, again, I don't reach for this anymore. It is many years old, so it's just time for this one to go. This breaks my heart a little. This is the Tom Ford lipstick in Impassioned, and wow, yeah, I use this a lot. It doesn't look like it, but I used it a lot. Oh my goodness. I mean, this was a gift to me in 2017, and we're about to enter 2023. So yeah, it is time to say goodbye to Impassioned. I have a couple of Gucci lipsticks that I'm saying goodbye to. This one I used a lot. My goodness. So this is Mildred Rosewood in the sheer formula. Yeah, I use this one a ton. It's a very, very lovely neutral shade. I relied on it quite a lot, but yeah, this is now time to say goodbye. Similarly, this is another one in the satin formula, Mora Sienna. Very, very pretty, but again, I used a lot of it. And you can see a lot of these lipsticks, like, you know, the Rouge V, they have a very similar color. I tend to go for more poppy colors now. This was back in my rosewood era where I wore the Westman Atelier blush and a rosewood lip and I was good to go. This is one I'm a little sad to part with. It's by a brand called Madame Gabriella, and this shade is called Paris at 7 p.m. I mean, what a cool name. And it just, I don't know what happened. I think it's because it's a clean formula and it just has a funky smell, and it's not a red I reach for. I mean, you've seen I have other reds that I adore. I don't like how it wears. Yeah, I don't like the scent, and it just looks a bit yucky already. So I am letting this one go. So here you can see the items that I am decluttering or letting go for the end of 2023. But I can say that the main reason that I am decluttering these items is because they're well used, or they're old and they've reached their expiry. I really am happy. Like, even with the powder, I got a lot of good use out of it. So there isn't an item here where I'm like, oh, I'm so sad, I wish it worked out for me, but it just didn't. Not the case. Like, you know, even with the, like, you know, check out this blush. So yeah, these are mostly just items that I've had for a long time where it's ready to just let them go. All right, that was a bit of a marathon, but if you've made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you watching it. So you can expect to see me use all of these makeup products in upcoming videos in different ways to create different looks. That's a huge goal here on my YouTube channel. I really just want to concentrate on having fun as well as providing you a space to have fun and relax. Now, in terms of decluttering, I haven't only decluttered my makeup collection lately. My wardrobe is quite edited. I love all of my clothes. I use all of them in regular rotation, so I don't really have a problem there. But for example, I noticed that I had pages and pages in my Gmail of emails from years ago. Clearly emails that mean nothing to me, that I will not read at any point in my life. So I deleted everything. I mean, other than the emails I have in specific folders, you know, like bills, appointments, etc. I want you to guess how many emails were in my primary tab in my Gmail. And bonus points if you can guess how many emails were in my promotions tab in my Gmail. Now, all of the emails in my primary tab were read, but definitely can't say that for the promotions. There were over 8,000 emails in my primary tab that I deleted. And get ready, there were over 40,000 emails in my promotions tab. Isn't that insane? Just weighing down my inbox with this pressure to buy, buy, buy. Now I'm deleting them almost obsessively as they come in. I'm like, delete, 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 delete. And it really felt oddly freeing to just go through and declutter all those old emails from the past that maybe I kept because I thought maybe I want to consult that one day, but I really will never have that desire. I also went through conversations in my phone and just archived messages that even from last year that were still sitting in there. It made me wonder, why do I keep this stuff around? Why do I not just delete it? What is with this fear of deletion? And I suppose it isn't that I fear it, but I always have this thought of, well, what if I happen to need that email one day? Or what if I happen to want to recall this conversation that never occurs in my brain? On a deeper level, I also decluttered quite a few friendships in the past few years. I was always very much a people pleaser, and I always wanted to make sure other people were happy, and over time I realized that that wasn't making me very happy. And once I stepped outside of these friendships, I embarked on so many other projects and I got so much more done because I had more energy for myself. And now, very similar to my makeup collection, the friends I have, I treasure and love, and I give them my time and energy, and it feels good to do that. And most importantly, turning inward to myself. I have spent years, and will continue to spend years, constantly trying to improve myself and to declutter the parts of myself that don't serve me well. And that isn't to say that I just abolish certain parts of my personality, but I really try to treat myself similarly to my makeup collection. Like, what are the best parts of myself that I can really bring out and bring forward? I'm never going to be perfect, but I'm always striving to be better. And there really is a special kind of joy that can be found in disposing or decluttering or reinvigorating certain parts of ourselves or factors in our lives that don't serve us anymore. I used to have a lot of trouble with letting things go, especially not so much with makeup, but especially with people and relationships. And I think this year has really taught me to just let things go. So I just wanted to mention that briefly in case it resonates with some of you. There is a certain comfort in knowing other people are on the same journey or have experienced the same things. And thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you made it to the end. I really appreciate those who have taken an interest and watched my videos. I'm not looking to be a YouTube superstar over here. I really just want to connect with people and maybe provide a space for people that is comforting. I'm already very interested to reflect on this video this time next year and see what my collection looks like this time next year. I won't be doing declutters too often. I even think it would be a once a year thing for me. It's just, yeah, I can't see myself purchasing enough makeup that I'll feel the need to. If it happens, it might happen halfway through the year, but I think this will be an annual project for me. I would love to know your thoughts either on my collection or your collection or declutters in general. Really love chatting with you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day or evening wherever you are, and I will chat with you on my next video. Bye.